Welcome to the meeting room at Global TV Talk Show, a broadcast service of globalbusinessnews.net.
This episode from the meeting room of Global TV Talk Show is brought to you by
The Bridge School, the accredited international online private school of choice, at bridgek12.org.
Porch Light Rental and Destination Services. Reduce your renter lump sum or managed relocation costs. Visit them at porchlightrental.com.
CubeMonk, featuring the world's first smart cube. Track your goods with our advanced GPS system. Welcome to the future of moving and relocation at cubemonk.com.
Primestone Partners, featuring corporate, government, and developer housing solutions, as well as senior-level advisory services. Find them at primestonepartners.com.
And by heirs.com. With our full range of services, we can help design and manage your international relocation. Find us at heirs.com.
Insured Nomads provides protection and peace of mind with health insurance, travel insurance, group, or tailored insurance for the globally mobile. Visit us at insurednomads.com.
And by International Auto Source. We are the vehicle experts for expats, featuring all major brands of automobiles with flexible solutions and financing. On the web at intlauto.com.
Become a global player in your field.
Cross Culture to Go provides virtual support for your global business and career success.
We can help you thrive in 140 plus countries and markets.
On the web at crossculturetogo.com.
Okay, this is Ed Cohen in San Diego, California, and you're on Global TV Talk Show. This is a broadcast service of globalbusinessnews.net. Please go check it out. I'm in San Diego, California, and our special guest, very special guy, Csaba Toth. He's in Brighton, UK, and it's happy hour there. And thank you for sharing some time here.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, so you've had a good week?
Yeah, really busy. Lots of things are happening. Enjoying it. The country is opening up now. At least outside, everything is open. People are going crazy. Yeah, I'm curious about what's going to happen because all the other countries are closing down. There's a third wave, a fourth one, but here everybody is opening up.
Well, because of vaccinations, everybody's vaccinated, right? Yeah, well,
I think
here
half
too.
of the population.
So tell me about your business, okay? As I understand it, you're basically in the coaching business, but also licensing other coaches to do their thing and to use proven methods developed by you and your team.
Yes, so technically on 20% of the business is corporate training and coaching. I love doing that and it's an amazing feeling. And that is the job part. The business part, the scalable part is the licensing agreement. So the coaches and trainers can go through the certification process and they get a business in a box. So we prepare 1-year marketing package. They get 4 gigabytes of training materials. They get a mastermind group, online portal, a selection of multi-award winning solutions, and also a community to create this kind of ecosystem where people can work together. They can create synergy. And that is the goal.
Now, there's a group in the U.S., I guess in your area too, International Federation of Coaches or something like that.
International Coaching Federation, the ICF.
Yeah, is that a competitor or an ally?
I think they're more like an ally because they are the biggest coaching federation in the world, and our programs are ICF accredited. So if you're an ICF coach, you do our training, you get points for it.
Got it.
So it's all connected.
Csaba, you have a workshop coming up. So is this workshop to attract new licensees or is it to train the current ones?
So technically, this is an open course. Anybody can attend it. And it's 4 times 90 minutes, 2 hours from Monday to Thursday. And this is the 7th one. So, when the pandemic started, then a lot of companies disappeared and suddenly they shut down everything. And we decided to do the exact opposite. We doubled down. And that's when we created the Uncommon Mindset Bootcamp. And now this is the 7th one. And the point is that we want to give people the techniques and the strategies to create the kind of mindset they can use right now. Because a lot of people promised that I teach you how to thrive in pandemic. I said, have you ever done it before? I mean, why do you want to teach something that you never experienced? That makes no sense. So, but this one is different. It's about realizing that most of the opportunities, time and energy are lost for two main reasons. One is friction with people who think and behave differently. And the other one is friction with ourselves. So last time I did a poll on LinkedIn, and that was my question. Where do you lose most of your energy and opportunities? With people who have no common sense, or friction with yourself, self-sabotage? And the interesting thing is that around 6,500 people saw that post, and only 1.2% of them clicked on it. 72 people only. Because once you click on it, other people can see your name and what you chose. And it was really interesting to see that it attracted a lot of attention, but not many people were brave enough to press one button.
So let's go back to the boot camp.
Mhm.
So it's a mental trip then, isn't it?
Yes.
I mean, it's not a shrink session, but it's a practical idea exchange.
It's more than that. Because if you think about it, 95% of our actions are driven by values and beliefs we are not even aware of. So, for example, most people don't know what power distance is.
Power
And definitely,
distance.
yes.
That has nothing to do with 6 feet across and wearing a mask, right?
No, really, no, not at all. It's about how you feel about inequality and how you deal with people. So if people don't know about this concept and they don't know what their own preference is, then they cannot think about it. It doesn't matter how much you reflect on it, even though it determines how you interact with people, what feels right and what feels wrong. So for example, if you have a smartphone, you can use it, fantastic. But what if it breaks? Can you fix it? It's unlikely. I cannot. We cannot fix something if we don't know how it works. And mindset is like that. And I think a lot of people are like that. That when was the last time that they upgraded their mindset? When was the last time we upgrade our phone, the laptop? Because if you don't do that, it gets slow, maybe it freezes, it gets confused, and that's how we do. But we don't do that with the mindset. We are running on autopilot. We hang out with people like ourselves because it feels comfortable. And the problem is then we just stay in this cognitive bubble where most things make sense, but that's a very limited view. And it's very small and very rigid. And if something is rigid, it breaks. And that's dangerous.
So the friction in the white type, it says friction with people who think and behave differently and self-sabotage. So to what extent, and to our audience out there, as you could tell, this is not rehearsed, no script. To what extent, Csaba, do some people retain this imposter feeling that they don't deserve it, or it's not me, or I don't know how to transform myself and cross over that bridge to the other side where I'm doing things differently?
I think a lot of people have that if they have some kind of self-awareness. But like the Dunning-Kruger effect. Stupid people have the most confidence because they have no idea how much they're missing, how much they don't know. So the smarter you get, the more the confidence can go down. So that's a real thing. That's something they can measure. So if you have imposter syndrome, that's not a bad sign.
Okay,
That
that's
means
great.
that you care. The question is, what do you do about it? How do you deal with it? Do you have to abuse other people? Do you have to bully them so you can feel important, so they don't attack you? If you shoot first, they don't shoot you. That's the logic. Or maybe you just have to hide and you procrastinate everything because not yet. I'm not perfect yet. Not yet. What if? So these are the two ways of dealing with it. Unless you realize that it's normal. It means that you care. It means that that frustration, that confusion is a sign of growth. And you just have to go for it. And that's what we want to achieve.
How did you get comfortable enough with yourself to do what you're just talking about? To say, well, I've got an answer here. And what did you do before you got to this place?
I went through a lot. And I think the best solutions are born out of frustration and pain. And when I lost my company and important people around me, I realized that I have to do something about it. I wanted to understand what went wrong, how I could fix it. And that's how I found it. But most people get nervous when you have, for example, a public speech, and then suddenly you start freezing and you're so nervous. And that's when you focus on yourself. Are they going to judge me, or what's happening? But if you take your focus off of yourself and you focus on the audience and your message, it's easier. So if you imagine that there's somebody in the desert and they're dying of thirst, and then you have a glass of water, and then you start worrying about it. Oh, it's not clean enough. I have to polish the glass of water before I can give it to the person. You know what? They don't care. Just give it to them. That's not about you. And that's exactly what I noticed. It's not about me. But there are so many people who are going through exactly what I went through. And if you can connect with those people and they realize that you know what's happening to them, you've been there, but you got out of it. And you can help them speed up this process, that's where the value is. So if that's what I focus on, then it's not stressful at all. Am I comfortable? No, but I'm confident enough to do it. If you get too comfortable, sometimes it means that you don't care anymore. And I never do the same thing twice. I always improve it, because there's always a better way of doing things.
So people are under, not all people, but many people are under great stress, mental stress right now.
Yeah.
And we won't get into why and all that, because everybody's got their own life and their own story.
Mm-hmm.
But some people wear it on their sleeve, and others say, oh, I'm not going to divulge my inner feelings. I'm going to wear a mask and look different and be different, Mm-hmm. So can people with that situation be a successful coach?
It depends on for how long, because, pain is real, but suffering is optional. And often we are responsible for the suffering, because when you think about a negative emotion and you try to control it, and that's why emotional intelligence is so important, fantastic. But let's think about it. Why do you have that emotion? Before that, there was a thought. You assigned a meaning to an event. And according to a German researcher, most people spend 3 seconds in the present, 3 seconds at most. And then you think about the past, or you go to the future. If you think about the past, you feel nervous and depressed. You think about the future, you feel anxious. So you create that mental image in your head. You wind yourself up, and your brain have no idea the difference between something real or something that you vividly imagine. So you just trigger the amygdala, and then the cortisol goes up, adrenaline goes up, and then constantly stressed. And we are not designed for that. But you know what? You are in charge of that. You choose your thoughts. You choose the images in your head. And also you attach a meaning to something. So when we do the coaching, we focus on 2 different things. Is something a condition or a problem? And people want to solve a problem. If you tell someone that you are 10 kilo overweight, that's a condition. The real problem is that somebody is too scared or too shy to take off the t-shirt in front of somebody else. That's a problem. That's emotional. That's what you want to solve. The condition, not so much. But again, it's in our head. What do you focus on? And what is the meaning that you attach to it? And also, what action are you going to take?
Something that's really neat is that the Bridge School partners with various organizations to provide learning for their students. For example, we partner with a major ballet company, and we are able to enroll several of their students into our school. So now not only is the student able to participate in a school and have a seamless transition while they're very active in their ballet career, but now they have other dancers that are with them that are doing some of the same courses. So it's almost becoming a camaraderie where they're taking similar courses, they're working together on their ballet, and really being able to form this great partnership with these organizations to provide a needed service. A lot of times there are student athletes who will spend hours and hours at the gym or at the basketball courts, wherever it is. And if they're attending a traditional school, they're in school from 8 to 3. They get a quick snack, and then they're at the gym for 3 to 4 hours in the evening. Coming to us and having that partnership, they're able to break that up throughout the day. They can have a morning practice, get some schooling in, have an afternoon practice, finish their schooling in the evening. So there's that flexibility. And additionally, if there are tournaments or performances, it's fantastic because if there's a week where they have shows straight through, they can take that week off of learning and then pick back up when they're done. So it offers this great flexibility. And for the program owners of these sports leagues, it is a win-win situation for them because they see this need. They see this need that their students need to make sure that they are obtaining the grades necessary to be successful adults in our country and in other countries. But it provides them an environment where they can be successful at both.
I'm changing the subject a little bit here, but maybe not. So I see behind you and above you what looks like Polynesian faces on the wall next to the bookcase, and then up above next to the plant. So I assume these are guys and not women, but it's hard to tell. But these are artifacts or symbols of something from Polynesia, right?
They are gifts, or for example, when I go somewhere, then I always bring back a wooden mask. For some reason, I just love them.
What's the significance of that?
I don't know the story behind it. What I like is how much people care when they make it, and how they just get a piece of wood and they turn it into that. And it's amazing to see what's underneath. And almost like Arnold Schwarzenegger, who said when he started training, I knew exactly how it would look. I just had to fill up the space. And sometimes they just say, I know exactly what's underneath this. I just have to remove the rest. Let's get rid of what doesn't work. And in a sense, the mindset is pretty similar to that. So instead of learning more and more, how about getting rid of what's holding you back, those limiting beliefs, where you lose the potential? And that's exactly what, for example, the bootcamp is about. Before you try to grow more, stop wasting your potential. Stop ruining relationships around you. Learn how to get along with yourself, and then how you get along with others. And that's when you can get ahead. But there's no shortcut there. And most people would like to skip the first part. I want to change you. I want to control everybody else. I'm okay. I'm good.
Uncommon sense. So, Csaba Toth, thank you for this insight. I've enjoyed this rapport.
Thank you so much.
All right. This is Ed, and that's Csaba. I'm in San Diego. He's in Brighton. Have a nice weekend.
Take care. Thank you so much.
Ciao, ciao.
Thank you for joining us in the meeting room at Global TV Talk Show.
Have a wonderful day, and stay safe.